The first time Captain Valera saw the human, she did not believe he was real. The hollow recording shimmered above the intelligence table, captured from a damaged observation drone on the fringe of the Redhari expanse. It showed a lone figure standing on a jagged ridge of gray stone beneath a violet sky. The wind howled, carrying crystalline dust across the barren world. The figure, small, soft-bodied, unmistakably human, looked directly into the drone's lens. And then, without fear, he raised his hand and waved. The drone's feed ended moments later, its systems inexplicably dead. Valera replayed the clip for the 13th time. Humans were not supposed to be here. Humans were not supposed to survive beyond the Orion Arm. Humans were fragile, short-lived, politically fractured creatures. And yet, there he was, standing on a forbidden world at the edge of Redhari space, calm as if greeting a neighbor. Her mandibles tightened beneath her silver mask. The council had ordered the matter dismissed.
A glitch.
A corrupted image. But Valera had spent 2 centuries as a tracker for the Redhari Intelligence Directorate. She knew truth when she saw it. And she knew prey. So she requested a 6-month leave of duty, took a stealth vessel, and followed a rumor across dead stars. Month 1. The trail began with wreckage. A drifting cargo freighter, gutted from the inside, hung in orbit around a red dwarf. The Redhari Salvage Guild had already stripped it, but Valera paid them triple to access the black box. The recordings showed panic. Crew members screaming. Internal doors sealing. Something moving through the corridors. Something too fast for the cameras to catch clearly. Then a voice. Human.
Calm.
Speaking in a strange dialect. I'm not here to hurt you, it said. But I need your navigation data. I'll leave you with enough power to limp home. Do not follow me. After that, the power cut. When the crew regained control, the human was gone. So was their star map to forbidden space. Valera watched the footage with growing fascination. He wasn't a pirate. He wasn't a soldier. He didn't even kill them. He just took what he needed, then vanished. Month 2. She found a survivor. On a trade station near the Hollow Nebula, a reptilian merchant sat, shaking beside a stack of empty crates. Valera bought him fermented heat wine until his scales loosened enough to speak. A ghost, he whispered. A walking ghost. I saw him on Mirkesh. A human. Asked for water. Just water. I gave it. When I blinked, he was gone. But my water tanks were full again. Cleaner than before. Valera frowned. You believe he purified your water? The merchant nodded rapidly. I tested it. Perfect molecular structure. No contaminants. No microbes. Like it was built new. Valera left him with more wine and a creeping certainty. This human was not ordinary. Month 3. Her ship followed a pattern of impossible coordinates. Each location held a trace of him, whispers, stories, residual energy signatures that made her instruments twitch. By the 3rd month, she realized something unsettling. He was not running from her. He was leaving a trail, like breadcrumbs. For her. Month 4. She finally saw him again. On the moon of Carvas, she stood hidden among broken obsidian towers. Below, a small settlement of exiled miners huddled in darkness. Their power grid had failed weeks ago. Their food stores were gone. Their children sick. And in their midst, a human walked quietly, sleeves rolled up, hands glowing faint blue as he worked on a cracked fusion coil. Valera watched for hours. He repaired everything. He mended machines without tools. He healed the sick with touch. He spoke gently, laughed with the children, ate the same thin soup as the miners. No payment. No fear. No desire for worship. When his work was done, he slipped away into the wilderness. Veolyra followed. Month 5. He led her across a graveyard world. The planet had once been a Redhari holy site. Now it was dead stone, its atmosphere stripped away in an ancient catastrophe. And at its center stood a single structure, a spire of smooth black material unknown to Redhari science. The human walked directly to it. He placed his hand against the surface. The spire opened. Veolyra raised her weapon and stepped forward.
Human, she called.
You will come with me. He turned slowly. Up close, he looked painfully fragile, soft skin, tired eyes, hair streaked with silver, though he could not be more than 40 standard years. He smiled. I was wondering when you'd finally say hello. Veolyra's grip tightened. You have trespassed across sovereign systems, stolen classified data, and interfered in developing civilizations. He nodded. Yes. You will explain. He gestured to the open doorway. Then come inside. It's warmer. Against every protocol in her training, Veolyra followed. Month 6. Inside the spire was impossible. A vast chamber of floating light. A garden grown under artificial suns. Streams of clear water running in looping paths through the air. Machines without visible structure. Life without logic. The human sat on a stone bench and poured tea. Yes, Veolyra thought distantly. Tea. She accepted it because refusing felt impolite.
Who are you? She asked at last.
He sipped quietly before answering. My name is Elias Trent. I am the last engineer of Earth. Veolyra's translator paused. Earth? The human cradle world? Records say it collapsed into nuclear ruin 300 cycles ago. Elias nodded. It did. Then you are old, he said, smiling. Yes. Veolyra studied him. Your biology shows no cybernetic enhancement, no external support, no genetic modification. You should be dust. Elias looked at the garden around them. This place, he said, is a seed ship, a construct built by humanity's final generation. We knew we would not survive our own mistakes, so we built something that could. Veolyra glanced at the glowing machines. An artificial intelligence? Elias shook his head.
No.
A caretaker. A teacher.
A memory.
He touched his chest lightly. And I was linked to it. My mind preserved. My body rebuilt when it failed. Over and over. Not immortal. Just maintained. Veolyra's voice was quiet. Why? Because someone had to remember who we were, Elias said. And someone had to make sure our mistakes weren't repeated elsewhere. Veolyra's mandibles tightened. So you travel the galaxy, interfering in other species. Helping, he corrected gently. Small nudges. Fix a broken reactor. Clean water. Prevent starvation. Teach cooperation. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that builds dependence. Just a push toward survival. Veolyra considered the miners of Karvas, the purified water, the stolen star maps. You are trying to uplift the galaxy, she said. Yes. And why hide? Elias's eyes darkened. Because power attracts fear. If governments knew what I am, they would try to control this technology. To weaponize it. To live forever. To rule forever. He leaned forward. Humanity destroyed itself chasing that. Veolyra was silent for a long time. Finally, she said, You let me track you. Yes.
Why?
Because I needed someone to decide what happens next, Elias said. I'm tired, Captain Veolyra. I've been alone for 3 centuries, fixing worlds one wound at a time. But I cannot watch everything. I cannot judge every culture. I need a partner. Veolyra almost laughed. You want me, she said slowly, to help you change the fate of the galaxy. Yes. Veolyra rose. You understand that if I return to my people and tell them what you are, fleets will arrive.
Scientists.
Politicians. Military. I do, Elias said softly, which is why I brought you here instead of running. Veolyra stepped closer, studying the fragile human who carried the weight of a dead civilization. In all her centuries as a tracker, she had never met prey who surrendered willingly. Because he was not prey. He was purpose.
The choice.
They walked the garden together. Elias showed her the archives, recordings of Earth's oceans, forests, music, laughter. Children dancing under sunlight. Cities glowing at night. Lovers holding hands. A civilization dead, preserved in memory. Veolyra felt something she had not felt in centuries.
Grief.
Not for her people, but for his. At last she turned to him. I cannot promise the council will understand, she said. But I can choose what I report. Elias nodded. That is all I ask. Veolyra activated her communicator. Captain Veolyra to Directorate, she said. Tracking mission complete. The human anomaly is resolved. No further threat detected. No further pursuit required. Silence. Then acknowledgement. She ended the call. Elias exhaled, shoulders relaxing for the first time in months. Veolyra looked at him. You are not my prisoner, she said. But if I am to help you, there will be rules. Boundaries. Oversight. You will not play God unchecked. Elias smiled. I was hoping you'd say that. A new path. Months later, Veolyra stood aboard a hidden station orbiting an uncharted star. Beside her, Elias worked with redefine engineers, teaching them how to build self-sustaining ecosystems, how to clean poisoned atmospheres, how to stabilize collapsing suns. No weapons, no immortality, just life-saving knowledge, shared slowly, carefully. Veolyra watched him laugh with the engineers, tell stories of oceans none of them had ever seen. And she understood the truth that had shocked her more than anything else in her 6-month pursuit. The human was not conquering the galaxy. He was atoning for it. And now, she was part of that mission. Ending. In time, whispers spread across distant systems of 2 wandering figures, a silver-masked redefine captain and a tired human engineer. They arrived where hope was failing and left quiet miracles behind. No monuments, no worship, just better tomorrows. And on nights when Veolyra found Elias sitting alone, watching recordings of Earth's sunrise, she would sit beside him in companionable silence. Not hunter and hunted, not tracker and prey, but guardians of a future built from the ashes of a forgotten world.